Three, 2, 1, go. Okay, did everyone clap?
Yes.
I clapped.
Okay, good. Usually Discord doesn't pick up the sound, but it'll be on your audio.
I freaked my cat out when I did that. So.
Okay, good.
Which cat is
that
with
means
you? Is it the evil one?
It's the evil one.
Hi, Bella.
She's glaring at
God. All right. Welcome everyone to GameBusters. This is a podcast from GameLuster.com, and I am your host Nirav. Rhea is away this week on business, I guess. So, she's in Ireland, I think, right? Again.
Yep.
Irish business. So we have an all-star panel here coming at you. I'm sure they have some fun intros lined up. So first we have Kate, ultimate Danganronpa fan.
Hi, I'm Kate, and I'm back! Thought you'd seen the last of me, but I'm back on GameBusters after quite a long hiatus. And as Nirav said, I am indeed the ultimate Danganronpa fan. Welcome to Hope's Peak Academy, students!
Ooh, that's pretty good. We have Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm also back. It's been a long time since I've been on here.
What character was that you were doing?
No, I wasn't doing a character, man. I'm just here. I'm just vibing.
Okay.
I got back in from Georgia yesterday, and I'm still a little tired, so...
Oh, I'm still in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I live. And we also have Claire.
Hello!
Welcome in.
I am Elizabeth's twin sister.
Yes, we have decided to thematically have twins on this episode to sort of channel some fun vibes from... Which one of you is which? Did we decide?
I'm probably Mukuro. Claire's the successful twin.
What does that mean?
That makes you Junko. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a fun thing to have.
No, everyone
me.
wants to be Junko.
Sure, I'll be Junko.
Okay.
Does that make Bailey Monokuma? Does that make Bailey Monokuma?
Sure.
I'm gonna say yes. That's your dog?
That's her cat.
Cat? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's fine. So yeah, welcome in everybody. Today we're gonna be talking about the Danganronpa series. Probably mostly the first game, and just a warning, this game is 10 years old, but we are gonna have spoilers, definitely on the first game, maybe the second, but yeah, we're gonna just kind of talk about the development cycle and see how this game got made, and the explosion of it as a sort of like still niche but like pretty significant internet cultural touchstone. So yeah, let's go ahead and kick off by going around and saying what we've been playing. So Kate, why don't you kick us off? What you been playing this week?
Actually, the three of us and our other friend have been regularly streaming Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. We're about halfway through that, and then my husband, fellow GameLuster writer Tim, and I have been playing through the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and finally, on my own, I've been playing Kitaria Fables, which I recently reviewed for GameLuster. You can read my review of that on the site.
All right, nice. Let's see, Elizabeth, what you doing?
Well, I've been playing
there's
Danganronpa V3 with Kate, Claire, and another friend. I just finished Great Ace Attorney Chronicles a couple weeks ago, and I just finished Deltarune over the weekend.
Oh, cool. Had you played chapter? Yeah, had you played chapter 1 before?
I played chapter 1 when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I've not gotten around to chapter 2
I
yet,
need to play it on my Switch now that the second chapter's on my Switch. I need to get it started on there. But
yeah,
how'd
you like?
I wanted to play it right when it came out, so
yeah. How'd you like chapter 2?
I loved chapter 2. It's fantastic.
Do you think it's better than the first one?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
The villain character in chapter 2 is iconic.
Agreed.
She's hysterical.
So does it feel like its own sort of small contained story?
It does have a few ties to the first one, but it is mostly its own contained story.
I would still tell people to play chapter 1 first.
Yeah, it's probably better if you play chapter 1 first.
Okay.
But because it's like each of the chapters takes place in a different like dark world. So you could probably play it. You could mostly understand it. There's probably going to be a couple things, the character relationships you wouldn't understand unless you played one.
Yeah. I think the first one was really good though.
Oh yeah,
I enjoyed the
I do love
opening
the
and
first one. The second one is phenomenal though. Like I loved the first one, and I didn't
Boss, Deltarune Chapter 2.
Yeah, girl boss.
Who's the girl boss?
Her name is Queen. She's the antagonist.
Okay.
She's very funny.
All right, that's exciting. Claire, what have you been playing besides the things that you've all been playing?
As part of the visual novel Hive Mind, I too have been playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Just about finished with it. I'm in the last case, so I have like an hour or two left of gameplay, I think. I also played Deltarune last weekend.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of variety in the crowd.
Yeah, well, I watched Claire beat the secret boss of Deltarune because I'm bad at video games.
Ooh, that was really
So...
What have you been playing then, Nirav?
Yeah. As
all right,
part of the non-visual novel Hive Mind.
First of all, I was part of the visual novel Hive Mind for the last like 3 months. I only broke out of it recently. I was playing a lot of like very just mediocre visual novels, and I was like, this is who I am.
It'd be like that sometimes, though.
Which
it
ones,
really
though?
do.
But no, so the last like week or two, or actually about 2 weeks now, I've been playing Deathloop. I'm getting very close to the end. I'm really loving it, but as ultimate, my title, Ultimate Arcane Studios fan, this game is still fantastic, but I feel like it's my least favorite out of their games.
Huh.
Well, like in my mind, like all three of the Dishonored games and Prey are all like 10 out of 10 masterpieces, and like this one's like really good, but it's like not quite that,
Yeah.
But like I don't know, all these outlets are giving it a 10 and being like, oh, it's one of the best games ever, and I'm like, I don't know, like I feel like it's missing some of the. I feel like it's missing
Nirav,
like
I can't wait for you to.
The fucking like the feeling of. What's up?
I can't wait for you to write your review for it for GameLuster and give it like an 8,
Yeah.
an 8 out of 10, and then have everyone in the comments come for you and your family.
I would love that. I would love that if they did. Yeah, no, it's still one of the best games of the year, but like I don't know, it just doesn't have that feeling of like being backed into a corner and like having to like pull the last pieces of resourcefulness out of the back of your mind and like do insane like trick shots and things like that you never would have like been able to plan. Like that's like the fun of the games, and like this one you feel like a god all the time. Like the game is specifically designed to make you like super duper powerful, and like everything you do, every time you do anything, you look like you're like a professional player. Which is like cool.
Video game.
It is a very self-esteem boosting video game. Not that it's like super easy, but it's just like everything that you do, and the world is built completely to like react to like you doing anything as like a success, and like you fucking like blow past enemies and like do all these crazy combos and everything without trying. So like yeah, I don't know. It's a cool idea. I like that it's so accessible. I think it's probably the most accessible of their games. Is probably the thing. Like, if you were going to try one of Arcane's games, this would probably be the best one to try to start out. Anyway, that's my ramble for today. And I've also been playing. I just played through the demo of Voice of Cards, the Isle Dragon Roars, which is.
Oh, I've been meaning to pick that up.
I wanted to get.
Just pick one of the names.
Go off, Yoko
It's a
Taro,
Square
go
Enix game,
off.
of course, man.
Yeah, so this is Yoko Taro, creator of the Nier games, and I also just has to be noted, Keiichi Okabe, the composer for the Nier games, also is doing music for this game, and that's why it fucking slaps. Yeah, I just played the demo on Switch. It was fantastic. I was like really, really into it, and then I like got most of the way through, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if my save data is going to transfer. I'm just going to like pre-order it and just stop because I don't want to like ruin this.
Yeah, I was meaning to pick it up because I've been out of town, so I wasn't able to download it right when.
Thank you for the
when
reminder. I just started the demo download.
I'm gonna start it after I upload my file because my internet is trash. But yes, I will definitely be downloading that soon.
Yeah. It's really cool. It does the narrator is great. Like he's like a game master and he's like narrating everything, but like also like, you know, commenting on the things you're doing and stuff.
Oh, I love that.
I like
love
the
that.
monster.
Yeah.
The shape of the monster is very
Yeah, the
pleasing.
monster's good. It's pleasing to the eye.
He looks kind of like Quagsire.
It does look a little like a Quagsire, but like with some Yoshi spikes.
Just a mix of
Okay.
friends.
Yeah,
A mix
real good
of friends.
I want to be friends with that monster.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that's about it. So let's go ahead and like dive into it. Let's just get right into it. 10 minutes into it. Let's what I think would probably be best is that if one of you or maybe all of you as a triple tag team tell just briefly what is this game? Like if somebody had no idea what a Danganronpa was and you had to elevator pitch them on it, what would you say?
Okay, so it's Battle Royale. It's just Battle Royale.
Like yeah, it is the Japanese like novel film.
No, there's a
Battle
little
Royale.
bit more to it. It's battle royale, but then they have to solve the kills
It's
too.
Battle Royale, but a little bit more fucked up.
And there's courtroom segments. And,
There's a bear.
I think we should
This is
start
not helping anybody listening.
Okay, so Danganronpa is about a group of students who is each of them with a special ultimate talent that they are the best at, which can range from sports to academics to being born into a lot of money.
Yes, that is one of them. You're right.
They are trapped in a high school by a very strange talking bear named Monokuma, and the only way you can escape the school is to kill someone and then successfully go through a class trial without being voted the killer. And if you're voted the killer, you are instead brutally executed. The first game was became pretty much a cult classic, and it spawned 2 direct sequels, both of which have the exact same premise with slightly different casts and locations.
I tried to
Yeah,
explain.
and-
I tried to explain what Danganronpa was to my parents the other day because they asked me what what I was playing with Claire, Lydia, and Caitlin, and they both looked at me like I was fucking. I had 3 heads, and they were like, "That's what you've been playing?" I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been playing."
Like you had 3 heads and one of them was an evil bear and one of them was a happy smiling bear.
Yep.
So when I say bear, I'm sure that like if anyone's listening to this, I'm sure you have seen an image of Monokuma. If you have visited the internet in the last
You've
10
seen
years.
If you have not, please go Google the word Monokuma immediately and look at this nightmare creature.
Just go on the GameBusters Twitter and look at like the most recent tweet, and there's
Yeah,
a
There
Monokuma
you go.
gif in
Plug
there.
it.
I feel like Monokuma has almost become bigger than Danganronpa, just as like an internet icon.
Can I say it? Monokuma is like the minions of Danganronpa.
Damn
Don't
it!
say that.
How could you say something so true, so controversial yet so brave? Yeah,
They're gonna make a Monokuma movie, and it's gonna be Monokuma and the Mono Cubs, and I'm not gonna watch it.
And is Chris
You're
Pratt going to be
definitely
Monokuma?
Yes.
Yes.
Chris Pratt will play Monokuma.
And Jack Black will be someone else.
Jack Black will be Kurokuma.
Yeah, so basically like we said, this is a part visual novel, part puzzle game, and then part like bullet hell basically
part
stuff.
skill-based bullet hell.
So yeah, it's an interesting mix of things. Basically the game goes that like the basic premise of the story, there are 16 oops.
Oh.
There are 15 to 16 students.
there are between 15 and 16 students at the school.
There are at least 15.
And no more than 16. Anyway, no, there are a bunch of students at this school. They sort of enter this school, Hope's Peak Academy, and they have been invited there because like we said, they are the best at their craft. And they get there, and everyone falls asleep mysteriously and wakes up, and the school has been completely like bolted in. Like there are like thick metal plates over all the doors and windows, and there's like no way out, and there's only them in this giant school.
And a bear.
And Monokuma the bear. And when we keep calling him a bear, is he really that much of a bear?
Well,
at
he
this
calls
point?
himself a bear, so
That's true.
Bear
I would
He
like
does.
to respect what he views himself as.
Yeah, like he I mean, like, I think it's okay to say, like, he's like a robot bear.
Like
he's not like a real biological
He's not like a
bear.
fuzzy, happy teddy bear looking thing. He's like an evil
Half of
teddy
him
bear.
is.
He's an evil,
He's
fucked up teddy bear.
intelligent, he can speak, and he has quite the mouth on him.
Yeah.
He's an evil, fucked up teddy bear.
So basically, the cycle of the game goes that there is a murder. Because Monokuma, again, has declared that anyone who wants to leave has to kill somebody and then get away with it. You have to get away with murder, and nobody figures out that it was you. And so every time there's a murder, there's an investigation phase and then a class trial. And the class trials are...
You forgot the dating sim part of the game.
I was going to get to that. After the trial is the dating sim part, and then the cycle starts again.
Where you get to know all the kids who are probably going to die. It's great. It's fun.
Yeah.
And basically, you as the protagonist, so you play Makoto Naegi, the ultimate lucky student, whose talent is that he's got really good luck. And your job is to properly identify the killer in each trial, and if you fail to guess the correct killer, only they get to go free, and the rest of you all die. So you are trying to solve each mystery as they come up, and then you are also trying to solve the overarching mystery of why are we in this school? Who is behind this? What on earth is going on?
Why do we have amnesia? That's one too.
Why is there a bear?
I have amnesia.
Why is there a bear?
Why is the bear here? So, let's go ahead and get into the development of this game. So, this game was created by Kazutaka Kodaka at Spike Chunsoft, which was then just Spike. They added a Chunsoft later. But yeah, this was back in about 2009. They were kind of circling a lot of ideas, and so Kodaka had not yet worked on had not yet led a game's development before. He had worked. I pulled up his bibliography of stuff he had worked on, which was Clock Tower 3. Not familiar with that one. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Jake Hunter, I guess has to be a game where you hunt people named Jake. I have not checked. Bakuso Dikotra Legend Black, don't know what that is. Detective Conan and the Kindaichi Case Files, the meeting of the two famous detectives. And then Dragon Ball Raging Blast. So, a couple of Dragon Balls in there.
But he wasn't exactly a household name in the industry prior to
no.
Dang It, Ron Paul.
Dang it, Ron Paul. Now, yeah, so basically the idea being that he had worked on a couple of projects before this, but had never led development or been in a management capacity at all, really. And so, when Danganronpa came around, he had this idea, and I believe that the original name he had for it was like, I have to find this,
Distrust.
It was like Deception?
It was Distrust.
Distrust. And, so the idea, of course, was of this killing game, and they did, of course, cite that they were influenced by Battle Royale, the novel. But the idea was that the original concept actually had adults locked in a place together that had to kill each other and then hold a trial, basically, and then get away with murder. And after some reworking, they eventually were like, nah, it's got to be high school students.
Because why the fuck not? This is Japan we're talking about.
Yeah, why the fuck not? So they kind of were really focused on doing like a sort of a black comedy sort of a thing, like a darker narrative, but like making it fun. Just make it fun, guys. How do we make murder fun?
Make it high school.
Well, you add a bear.
Add a bear.
And you make
a fucked up evil little bear, but a bear nonetheless.
Kids you've ever met.
Oh yeah, the weirdest people.
Yeah, so like this game was a little bit of a hard sell to the brass at Spike.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So they were like, apparently it wasn't really that okay, there have been games where teenagers get killed before and where they kill each other, but not many. And the worry that Spike Chunsoft had was that it would be very popular. They thought like, oh, this will definitely be popular with like the younger player base we're going for, like of teenagers, but like I think like they thought like parents are going to come after us, man. And so they also had some worries about the themes. Like there are themes of bullying in there, pretty present and things like that. And like, oh, parents aren't going to like this. But Eventually, Kodaka did allow, or did convince them to allow that to go through. So the way he pitched, apparently the phrase he used to pitch Spike Chunsoft on it was stylish, high-speed reasoning action.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
Which is correct.
That's correct.
or correct.
Yeah.
And so this was interesting to me. I found out the cast was like designed, they're physically designed with the under the branch of Japanese psychopop, which was a type of sort of a style that was made popular by the band X Japan, which was a metal band in Japan from the 80s. So if you look at a picture of them, you can kind of see like, okay, I see how their look like influenced like the characters in Danganronpa.
Fun fact that I like about the development process of Danganronpa is that actually they started out by designing one male and one female character that were going to be basically the quote-unquote default student look. And over the course of development, they got so sick of working with these two character bases, default male and default female, that they ended up putting slightly altered versions of them into the game themselves as the first victim and first killer, respectively, of the game. Or switch that around. So basically, they got so sick of characters, of their default character bases, that they put them in the game and killed them off.
That's actually pretty funny. I did not know that. Yeah, so...
well, that gives me an idea of what they look like.
Yeah, now I know. Now I've got it! Sorry. Yeah, so the word Danganronpa is sort of a rough translation, but it does mean bullet refutation, as in I'm using this bullet to refute your statement, which is what you do in the game.
Yeah, which is correct.
I called it bulletproof.
It's correct.
Oh, God.
Is it bulletproof? I thought it was. I read that it was like bullet and then like refutation.
No, yeah. Caitlin's saying
If
it
they
should
wanted
be
to
bulletproof.
keep the
Oh, it should be
pun-
bulletproof,
If
yeah.
they wanted to keep the pun in English rather than just preserving the Danganronpa name, they could have called it bulletproof, as in I am proving my statements with this bullet.
Oh,
But then I think 50 Cent would have gotten mad at them because he has a game called Bulletproof.
50 Cent has a video game?
Hey, Nirav, that clearly shows
Why
you've
am I
never
just
read my
learning
article,
about this?
Top 10 voice actors you didn't know were in video games.
Wait, I
have
think
a
we need to
whole
change the
section about it.
podcast. We need to talk about the 50 Cent video game.
Yeah, actually, hold on. I'm looking this up now. Yeah, so character designer Rui Komatsuzaki is the one who came up with the Danganronpa title, so shout out. And that was originally, they said they had it written in kanji before they decided to switch it to katakana to kind of make it like more worldly, I guess.
Katakana is kind of seen as sleek, modern, and cool, which fits very much with the like psycho punk. Pop.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that it fits with the like theme of the character design.
That's a decision that I'm glad they went with.
Yeah. And of course has the subtitle Trigger Happy Havoc, which is a good subtitle.
Is it though?
Trigger Happy Havoc.
I mean, it is full of havoc.
Again, all of those words are correct.
Yeah.
All of those words are in the game. I don't know what
I
you
don't know.
want.
I don't know if you could define happy, guys. Come on.
No, it's like
happy.
trigger happy.
Yeah, but if you're trigger happy during a trial, you
like
get penalized
okay.
for it, and then you die.
If you read this as like I'm going to trigger the feelings of happy havoc, yeah, it's not going to make any sense. But like, anyway, okay.
Also,
so
part of the reason I've been calling Danganronpa by different names every time I bring it up is when the game first released, that did become a hugely popular meme on the internet that nobody knew what on earth a Danganronpa was or what it meant, so people started calling it things like
dingy rimples, yeah.
Danganronpa. It was a similar phenomenon to what they did with that one actor, Bandersnatch Cummerbund.
Right, Benny Swaddle Cumber Cookie.
Exactly. So nowadays, most people know what a Danganronpa is and have heard the name, but it was a big meme back in the original days of the fandom to just deliberately misspell it or switch it with other words.
Right. And so the producer Yoshinori Terasawa cited their two main influences for the structure of the game as Saw, of course, the original Saw movie, and then a movie called Cube, which I did not know about before. It's a 1997 Canadian like indie sci-fi horror film. I don't know how that came across their desk.
Me neither. Would like to know.
Yeah, if you were one of the creators of the 1997 film Cube, can you write into the show and please tell us how that ended up in Japan? But anyway, so that movie had like gained notoriety and it had like a cult following. Basically, it was like a surrealist film, and it had this like Kafka-esque sort of thing going on
about
with
people trapped in a literal cube, by the way. Like,
sorry,
about people trapped in a literal giant cube.
Yeah, I was about to say like they're in a big cube.
What is
so,
Hope's
like,
Peak if not just a big cube?
What is it if not just a series of cubes stacked on each other? Let's see here. Oh wow, hold on. There's an American remake currently on hold, is in development at Lionsgate, and a Japanese-produced remake is slated for 2021.
Japan really likes that Cube movie, huh?
Wow, they love those. They love cubes over there.
And when are we getting Cube, the video game, Kodaka? Hey, you
wow.
laughed,
Wait, hold on.
Saw got a video game. Why not Cube?
Sorry, there would be an anime television series adaptation of the first game. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong article. I got so excited about I was like, I'm on the Danganronpa article. I thought it was on Cube. I was like, there's an anime adaptation of Cube?
No, there's not an anime
well,
adaptation.
Not yet, there's not.
Not yet. Legacy. The song Trapped Inside the Cube by Brazilian thrash metal band Blash Thrash is loosely based on the movie.
This podcast is not even about Danganronpa anymore.
Trapped inside the cube.
Is it like trapped inside the parentheses of the cube?
Is the cube? Yes, that's it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, everyone add that to your playlist.
Sauce, but I'm trapped in the cube.
It's about a guy who's trapped in a cube by the band Blash Thrash.
That band name is fantastic, and I wish I thought of it.
I know, right? I one time had an idea for a band name, and then I got like really excited, and I looked it up, and someone had already taken it. It was really
My
sad.
friend compiles a list of words and phrases that could be band names.
You know what would be a really good band name? Seesaw Effect.
That would be such a small niche joke. Like, who's it for? It's for you. I know it's for you.
It's for all the people on Reddit on r/Seesaw Effect.
There's a Reddit?
Yeah, we had to make our own Reddit because the main Danganronpa Reddit doesn't like us.
Dangan Reddit.
Anyway, Nirav, can I tell you that Cube has a sequel called Cube 2 Hypercube?
It cannot. What are you talking about?
It does.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, wow. Cube 2 Hypercube in 2002 and a prequel, Cube 0.
Cube 2, the cubiting.
I love the cube. I think at the beginning of this I didn't like the cube very much. Now I love the cube.
Nirav, we need to do a GameLuster movie night and watch Cube.
We should do like a live reaction watch of the cube.
I would watch you watching Cube to react to it.
The film's critical reception was mixed, with reviewers panning the sequel's poorly produced CGI writing and production, but praising the evolution. Have you seen this, Cube?
Yes! I thought I established that at the beginning. Yes, I've seen this movie.
No, the Hypercube.
Great news, guys!
Cube 2 Hypercube?
Trapped Inside the Cube is on Spotify.
I told you, everyone add it to your daily mix, please.
I've only seen Cube 1. I have not seen Cube 2 Hypercube, nor have I seen Cube 0, but I have seen Cube 1. And it was
I don't even think
mediocre.
the people who made the film have seen Cube 0.
Wait, do you know who has seen Cube?
Here it is.
People made Danganronpa.
That's true.
Also me. Maybe that means I'll make the next
I think we need to watch Hypercube because it says it has poor CGI and writing, which means it can only be a masterpiece.
The first two films take place almost entirely within the maze. Cube 0 is set in both the interior and exterior of the cube.
The cube.
That's why it's a prequel.
That's better than the Danganronpa kids get.
That's why it's a prequel, because they're outside of the cube.
I have so many cube-related title ideas for this. I'm gonna have to figure out a good one.
The Cube Saw Effect.
Love the cube.
Wait, Nirav? It was a combination of Cube and Saw? You can call it the Cube Saw Effect.
He did it.
Yes! Humanity is beautiful.
Cube 0. Okay, I'm closing the page. I'm closing
I
it.
can't close the page.
I think Cube 2 Hypercube is funnier than Cube 2.
Cube 2 Hypercube is the funniest fucking name.
Yeah, no, Cube 2 Hypercube is a masterpiece of titling.
Okay. Dingo Rumbo. Okay. Gah. So let's see here. I've completely lost my place.
Perhaps in the cube.
Okay. Also, one fun thing that they did with their stylization, here we go, was that they actually, you know how like the blood is all pink and everything? They said like originally that was like and like it did fit with their like psychopop aesthetic, but it was actually to like bring down the rating because
it was a censorship thing.
It's a censorship.
It made people more okay with teenagers
killing each
other.
Don't brush this. Don't just brush over this, Nirav. The blood is hot, like neon.
It's hot. It's hot pink, baby.
It's like someone scrawled with a highlighter, like next to the dead kids' bodies. The weird thing is, if you play enough, like, in the first time you see a body in, like, the first case, it's real weird, but, like, as you keep playing the game, it starts looking normal to you, and your brain starts being like, oh yeah, okay, blood is that color.
Yeah, that's the color that blood is, yeah.
The Danganronpa anime did not have pink blood, and I was weird. I was like, why are they bleeding red? What's going on?
Well, no, just the third
game had pink blood.
Just
the anime original third anime had red blood.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It didn't feel right.
It felt wrong.
It did. Basically, a few things also. The game has like a weird mixture of like 2D and 3D graphics that I think work extremely well to my eyes. But like, it's hilarious because like the characters are like cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, they're like
basically.
cardboard cutouts.
But like the game like fully acknowledges and like showcases this.
It's like Paper Mario.
But they're in like a 3D world. Yeah, like it's like
kind of like a Paper Mario.
Yeah. So yeah, like we said, pop art, very like kind of like Andy Warhol looking stuff, art style, which I did enjoy. Yeah, so of course, like I said, the game was written and directed by Kodaka. Character designs by Rui Komatsuzaki.
Very distinctive art style, by the way. Like, if you see a Danganronpa art, you'll be like, oh, that's a Rui Komatsuzaki, you know, that's a Rui Komatsuzaki design character. They also got to design some characters for the mobile game Fate Grand Order, and you can tell.
Is that the one that looks like Komaeda?
Oh, okay. Huh.
It's actually just Komaeda, yeah. They actually reuse the Danganronpa characters' design.
Damn it.
In this game. Mobile game.
Oh, yeah. So, they wanted to, so Kodaka really wanted people to be surprised with Sayaka's death. I know I was.
I was too.
It was like, sort of set up to be the, you know, the partner character for Makoto.
Yeah. Sayaka, everything about Sayaka gave me, like, trust issues going forward in, playing video games. Like,
That means it worked.
I was playing 999 for the first time last year, and with Akane, I was like, I swear to God, if she's like Sayaka, and then I let my guard down, and she was like Sayaka.
And then she was,
I know you who are watching this who haven't played the game. One, go play the game, but Sayaka is this cute little idol who helps you, like, she gets to know you, you and your protagonist have a past connection, you used to go to the same school together. She's really heavily implied to have a crush on you, like, you bond, you spend a lot of time with her, she's used as a tutorial for the dating game mechanic, and then you find her dead in your bathroom. And everyone thinks
I didn't do it. I don't know why everyone thinks I did it. She's in my bathroom.
Yeah, everyone thinks you did it.
So, yeah, I think that one really clever thing of this is that, like, the dynamic that the game sets up at the beginning basically is that, like, you are going to be doing detective work and she's going to be your, like, assistant. And she even says, like, I'm going to be your assistant. And then, like, after her death, it becomes very clear that you are the assistant to Kyoko, the real detective. Which I really liked that dynamic shift. As
an enthusiast of the mystery genre, I love Danganronpa's plots because all of the mysteries in every chapter of every game are eminently solvable. Bizarre, but solvable. The clues are there. You, the player, I mean, Makoto will figure it out. Makoto and your later game protagonist will figure it out as you go along, but you, the player, can solve this case. Like, it is most certainly doable.
I never feel like I
never have it, I never will.
Never.
But you can.
I always felt like there's something we learn in the trial that I need to help me.
It's a full fair play mystery, all in that every clue you need to solve the murder is placed in your hands. It's not like a Sherlock Holmes short story where, like, Holmes may have knowledge that he may not share with you, the reader. You, the player, have everything you need. It's just bizarre.
In the first game, like, I think it was the double murder one, I had no fucking idea what was going on going into that. Like, I walked in there, like 100% no idea. And then, like, but then the next one with Sakura, like, even Kyoko was, like, listing off the things at the beginning. She's like, or they killed themselves. I was like, it's that one. That's the one. And then I just sat there the whole time. Like, obviously she killed herself. Look at all the clues.
The games do have a bit of a tendency for kind of elaborate and bizarre murder plots because the students are trying to get away with it. So you get things like locking another student into a robot suit to make them take the fall.
Yeah.
You get things like completely moving the crime scene to a different room. You get things like trying to pin the blame on an infamous serial killer
who happens to be there. Now let's maybe take a moment and let's talk about Toko.
Let's talk about Toko.
Mo, are you ready?
The problem with Toko.
I like Toko, so be nice.
Okay, so I think I like Genocide Jack more than I like Toko. A lot.
I only started liking Toko once I played Ultra Despair Girls.
Yeah, they realized that they didn't write her well in the first game, so they made her the essentially co-protagonist of the spin-off game Ultra Despair Girls, and she got a lot more interesting.
That game is like a shooter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. As Claire put it, it's the best and worst game in the Danganronpa series.
All right, that
it's the
sounds
best
good.
in terms of character development, in Claire's opinion, and worst in terms of
the gameplay
everything
is
else.
so bad.
How much is this game?
It's on sale right now. I think Spike Chunsoft's doing a sale.
I'm curious. I'm just gonna check because that's the the other one, Danganronpa S, is not out yet, right?
Yeah,
that's not
that
out
one's coming out. As
I
part of the
watched
anniversary
a
bundle.
cutscene compilation for Ultra Despair Girls on YouTube.
And I still know that the gameplay is bad.
Ultra Despair Girls is currently it's normally $30. It's on sale for $10.
It's worth $10.
Nirav, buy it. Nirav, play it. Don't you want
What if I just watched the cutscenes for $0?
Yeah, you can watch the
Who else
cutscenes.
would
I
do
can
that?
send you the video.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway, so.
But yeah, they actually wrote Toko well in that.
Okay. No, that's cool.
But I think
Because
they might have realized that she was a little bit not well represented. I know the English translation of the game got a lot of heat actually for at one point in a mini game referring to dissociative identity disorder, which she has as
Schizo. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
As what? Sorry.
Schizo.
It's
Oh
one of
yeah,
the word
I remember.
puzzles you have to
Literally
solve.
one of the like the Hangman's Gambit things
Yeah,
was literally just writing schizo, which is like not
It
good.
felt
Don't
bad.
do that. But like this game came out in like 2010. Like
Yeah, but the English translation took a while to come out.
yeah, I think the English one was 2012, right?
It actually
Yeah.
first became known on the internet via fan translation on the Something Awful forums that did a Let's Play of it, and then popularity got enough and its recognition got enough that now all three of the main series games and Ultra Despair Girls and the upcoming Danganronpa S do all now have official English translations, although there is a lot of side material like light novels and mangas that do not have official English translations still, because it is still very much in this like cult classic.
Yeah.
But it's
And
to the point where the games reliably are getting English translations.
Yeah. And on that note, one interesting thing was I did not realize how involved the voice of Makoto, the Japanese voice, Megumi Ogata, was with this game's creation. So she was actually like really, really influential in changing parts of the script, working with Kodaka on the story and stuff like that, as well as like what to do with the characters later on in the story. And I was pleasantly surprised. She had like a pretty big hand in kind of.
She was rooting
moving
for her
along
boy
the story.
Makoto.
Yeah. So interestingly, I think that in the first game especially, and I can't remember in the later ones, you'll have to remind me, but like maybe like a third of the lines are voice acted, and like it's not really like a clear pattern to which ones are voice acted and which ones aren't.
It's every line in the trials.
Yeah.
In the trial
And
is,
then-
yeah, but like then there are some lines here and there outside of trials that are voiced.
The last rank of like everyone's like friendship, social link, whatever. I think the last rank is it's at least partly voiced. I think. I can't quite remember. I haven't seen.
And they all have like a smattering of voice lines.
They all have like
that
voice lines.
they like reuse.
Yeah.
So in the end,
Exactly.
That can range from "Hi" and "How are you" to "I will tear out your nerves."
Oh, that's a fun one.
Celeste?
which one was that? Was that Gundam?
No, that's my boy. That's my seesaw boy.
Oh.
Oh god.
Tear out your
I don't
nerves.
remember that one. That's fun.
Why didn't you guys like love him or
No,
something?
I do. That's me. I'm the simp.
That's you.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a cup.
Hello.
Seesaw simp here.
Simpsaw.
Simpsaw. Yeah, you can call me Simpsaw. You know what? I like that. That's my new online alias. I'm gonna take it.
So, Makoto and Kyoko, like, have a lot of cool interactions, but, Kodaka has claimed that he never ever anticipated people would think they were, like, love interests.
Really?
How, dude? How?
Yeah, he did not write them that way and didn't even think
well,
about it.
you know what? Good for them.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. And also, like, I think Kyoko can
Oh,
maybe
Kyoko
do
can.
better.
No, that's so mean. Makoto's a good boy.
He is a good boy. He really wants.
He's like a
that.
good lad. I want to
Kyoko
pat
can
him
do
on the
better.
head.
He is a good lad, and I do want to pat him on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the like things, if you've ever read or watched Battle Royale, is that like these students are very, with the exception of a rare few, are portrayed as unflinchingly ordinary. These are ordinary kids that you are seeing die. Danganronpa doesn't.
Pretty much the exact
compared-
opposite of that.
When
It's
I was
the
playing,
exact-
when I was
the-
playing one,
the furthest you could
when I was
be.
playing one last year, watching a Let's Play of one last year, I compared it to, it's like watching a car crash, like a burned up car on the side of the road while you're driving by. It's like watching that. You can't look away.
I mean, one of the main characters is a super successful author who has written like 80 books, who has dissociative identity disorder, and is also a super insane horny serial killer who has killed like 30 men with scissors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like normal
Yeah.
people.
And that's just one character.
Out of 60.
Or between 15 and
Right,
60.
a number between 15 and 17.
Inclusive of both of those numbers. So, yeah,
Greater than or
They-
equal
they
to
try-
15.
yeah. They tried to have the cast qualities. Of course, like, they tried to create Makoto to be your typical bland anime protagonist, but gave him a little more character. He does have some personality traits, not
His
a lot.
personality is
but-
just judging the weird people around him.
His personality is like only apparent in the anime, where he gets like really sassy.
That's
Ooh, I like that. I like
It's very
sassy
good.
Makoto. I've only watched like the first.
I think he deserves to be sassy because
In-
those people are fucking weird.
In the English dub, he refers to something as bigger than the stick up Togami's ass.
He does have a few moments. He does have a few zingers in the game. Yeah, but originally Makoto was sort of written as like an unreliable oaf.
He's a good boy. He's doing his best.
Yeah, after working with Ogata, the voice actor, Kodaka ended up rewriting the character to be like much more like of a helpful assistant sort of character. And he said that the game's finale, like that whole thing was like pretty much like Ogata, her like sort of influence.
You know
on
what?
the
Good
game,
for
like,
her
the
because
ultimate hope
Makoto
thing.
is an excellent boy.
And such a sweet, wholesome.
I just want to
helpful
hand him a
protagonist.
sweet.
Yeah, I want to pick him up and wrap him in a blanket and give him some hot
I want
chocolate.
to take him out of the murder
Nirav.
school. And
Yeah,
then
take
give
him
him
out of
some
the
hot
murder school.
chocolate.
And then put him into the cube.
So Nirav, if you have such a wholesome, helpful, sweet little protagonist, what kind of villain would you match him up against, huh?
I think I would pick a robot bear.
But what
I think
about
that's-
the person controlling that robot
Oh.
bear?
Right. Yeah, so I might have somebody who's maybe how do I say this? How do you condense this
a fashionable
character,
evil
into
genius?
Fashionable.
Yeah, fashionable, definitely. Evil, definitely. Genius, definitely. But is a lot of like
gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. That's it.
Yeah.
Gaslight,
That's
gatekeep,
all.
girl boss. You're right. Oh
In
my
one
god,
character.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what it is. Okay, so second here. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, influence of battle royale and stuff like that. So for the English dub of the game, I just want to like finish this out here. They had a Kodaka had like only one request for NIS America, who did the translation and the dub, which was just to make sure Monokuma was still Monokuma, and they were like, okay, and they actually ended up keeping everybody's names. They did a little bit of changing things. It is mostly a very faithful translation.
They gave some characters
but,
nicknames.
Yeah, they gave people some nicknames to make them easier. Hiro,
Taka.
and
Taka.
I think like Taka, yeah,
My beloved.
but which is like, whatever. That's I have no objections to that. One thing that like sort of made things confusing for people was that Hifumi, his ultimate talent was changed because in the original version he was a doujinshi writer, basically.
Yes.
Or doujinshi, like a writer. And so what that means is that he made like fan comics. So he did art and stuff like that. Like he was an artist. Whereas I think fairly the translators assumed that most people would not know what that was here. And so they chose to make him the ultimate fanfic writer, which is almost the same but not quite, because that doesn't really involve artistic skill. Yeah, so it was a little bit weird because I had the same thought and I remember like I was recently watching the Game Grumps Let's Play of this game, which is fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
it is very funny. Go watch that. But I also remember them being very confused at like, why is Toko the ultimate writer and then also Hifumi is here, who's the ultimate fanfic writer?
Because Toko writes angsty romance books and Hifumi writes
angsty romance books.
I guess so. Steamy. Yeah, but outside of that, like they did a pretty good job like keeping the themes and everything while also like translating. And I gotta say, they did a good job like translating it so that it sounded like American teenagers talking.
Yeah, I gotta give them
2010.
props for that.
So
it's very natural. It's more natural than a lot of translations.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
That I've heard.
They said that their biggest challenge was finding someone to do Toko's voice, because they actually tried out a lot of people and couldn't find somebody who could do both, like her normal voice and the Genocide Jack voice. Like,
and then they got her two different voice actresses, so they worked out.
Yep, they did. That was the solution. It makes sense. Yeah, which was Amanda C. Miller and then Aaron Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I think Toko shares a voice with Junko, actually. Normal Toko.
Oh, interesting.
Kate, is that right?
Might.
Yeah, I think so.
Amanda C. Miller is Junko. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the game finally did come out. So it actually released the first chapter as a sort of demo. And originally it was actually supposed to be coming out on the PSP.
Oh, God.
The PlayStation
Remember
Portable.
that?
Everyone remember their PlayStation Portable device?
I never had one.
No. So I did have one, but the only thing I ever used it for... I still remember this because, like, I think my dad got me, like, maybe for Christmas or something, like, a PSP, and I guess the game that had just come out with it was Daxter, which was a spin-off. You know, it was like Jack and Daxter, but Jack's not in this one.
just Daxter.
It's just Daxter, yeah. And I remember that was the only PSP game I ever owned, because what I did was I took that, I had a friend who was, like, really good with, like, computers and stuff. Like, nowadays, this is something I could have done, but, like, that's back when I was, like, in middle school. I, like, went over to his house and was like, hey, I have this PSP, like, can you put, like, other games on here? And he's like, yeah, what you want? And I just got the original Spyro trilogy put on there, and I played the original Spyro trilogy maybe, like, 13, 14 times over the years just on my PSP, and I never bought anything else for it.
Oh, so your portable Spyro machine. The PSP.
It literally was a portable
Spyro player. Portable Spyro player, PSP.
No, yes, exactly what it was. And Spyro Ripto's Rage, the second one, is still one of my favorite games of all time. Everyone go play it. Still good.
You know what else is a good game? Danganronpa.
Good game.
It's Danganronpa, good game.
Yeah, like I said, there was a demo available on the PSP. This was only in Japan. And this was the first chapter of the game, but they had like a different character die instead of Sayaka.
Hero.
So that when the full game... It was Hero, yeah. So like... When the full game came out, like people would still be surprised by it, like be actually more surprised by Sayaka dying, which is hilarious. Good show on that. So, like I said, released on PSP in Japan in November 25th, 2010, and then they also ended up releasing it on iOS, Android, and PC, and in 2012, and that's when it came to the US or to the West rather, with English dub and everything.
Yeah.
And PS Vita as well. So they added a bunch of stuff like touchscreen controls and stuff for the PS Vita, and a bunch of like minor quality of life upgrades. 2012 is when I played it, or not when I played it. I played the I want to say it was like I guess it wouldn't have been until 2015 that I played this actually. Now I'm thinking about it, but I remember I did get it on PC though. I got it on Steam.
Really interesting. Claire and I first heard about it on Tumblr back when it was really popular on there.
People were watching reading the LPs. People
were posting the fan translated Let's Plays like on forums. Mm-hmm. And then the anime came out. And that made it a lot more accessible to the people who wanted to see it. So it became really popular summer of
2013, I think?
2012, 2013. Like yeah. Became really popular that summer.
And I got into
anime
it,
came out.
like, I had sort of a different path than most people. My friend Monty... What?
He said, hold on. You good?
The cube got him.
The cube got him.
He's in the cube now.
Out of the murder school into the cube.
He's in the cube 2 hypercube.
The cube 2 hypercube. That doesn't sound like a real title.
It's like the perfect title for it. It's like the Shark 2 or Sharknado 2, another one or whatever it was.
The second one.
Sharknado 2, the second
yeah,
one.
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Are we good now, Nirav?
Sorry?
Are we good now?
Yeah, sorry, my mom called me. She's on a plane. Well, she's not on a plane anymore. She's off the plane now.
Is she in the cube though?
I was like legitimately I almost just said like she was in the cube. Like no. She wasn't in the cube.
Anyway, so I got into the game sort of different than most people and a little bit earlier than the sort of explosion. Oh my god, I'm gonna sound like such a hipster, but my friend Monty was living in Japan at the time, and he was playing it on in the original Japanese, and obviously some of the murders are really hard, and so he kept calling me, being like he'd call me or message me on Skype, and on this weird 13-hour time difference, and it's like, help me solve this murder. So that's how I was sort of dragged kicking and screaming into the fandom as that one murder mystery friend.
I just imagine him explaining to you in great detail all that he's uncovered so far, and you sitting there at 3 a.m. because of the time differences, being like,
that's pretty much exactly how it went down.
Yeah, okay.
And there's a robot suit. Why?
It's because of Robo Justice.
Yeah, Robo Justice.
Mm-hmm. So game sold pretty well for being a new IP and for being such a weird piece of weird game. So they sold of the first game about 200,000 copies in the first few years, which was pretty good for them and for such a niche thing. Overall, the franchise I checked has sold about 3.5 million copies, so still very niche, but good enough to keep the franchise moving, definitely. So reviews were really positive. Came out to an 82 on Metacritic when it released in the US in 2012. So yeah, good reception from pretty much everybody. I didn't see any low ratings. Personally, I think my my only like real complaint with this game, and like I think it's a little bit rectified in the second one, is that like the just how often they just like repeat things and have to like re-explain, like, wait a minute, you said you saw a chair? Yes, a chair is a wooden thing that you used to sit on. Hold on now, what is sitting?
I think
2
fixes it because it lets you agree with people, so they don't have to repeat themselves as much. And they don't have to be wrong about everything, right? So that's
in the first game. The only way to progress was finding contradictions,
and so everybody was so stupid
because they had to be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, let us not forget that.
No, you're wrong.
Of trial where you had to prove to Hiro that Kyoko was
not a ghost.
Yeah, that one was a little bit rough.
Hiro in general is a little bit rough.
I love that doofy boy. I did not think he was gonna make it to the end.
No one wanted to
He's
kill
the
him.
unlikely candidate, huh?
Yeah, so yeah, like, pretty much really well received and stuff, and I love this game. I think I like it a teensy bit more than the second game. The second game has, like, mechanically is, I think, a lot improved over the first one, but, like, I think I like the characters from the first one better,
I think
personally.
the second game is, like, a really good game, and, like, the mechanics are really good, but I liked all the characters, but I think I liked the cast from the first game overall more.
For me, I like the second cast overall more than the first cast, but I like certain characters in the first cast more than I like my favorite characters in the second cast. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. Who are your faves?
Makoto
from one.
Who are your problematic faves?
Byakuya Togami.
the ultimate problematic fave.
Oh, and Taka. I like Taka as well. Taka's my baby boy.
Taka's pretty good.
I like Makoto Naegi.
Yeah.
I am extremely plain.
Wow.
I like Junko.
Yeah, go have fun with your vanilla ice cream.
I mean, as I have repeatedly stated on various pieces of GameLuster media, I love Junko.
Yeah, Junko's a very good problematic fave.
Oh, yeah.
I love her.
Just one of my favorite, best written villains of all time.
Also, like,
she's such an interesting villain.
Voice actor freaking nailed
fantastic.
It.
Oh my god, like, fucking great job. Yeah, the
she's insane, and we love her for it.
Yes, I was trying to remember the characters from the second game that I liked a lot. Like, man, I've very mixed feelings on what's his face, the crazy guy.
Komaeda.
What's his name?
Komaeda?
You mean the internet?
No.
Nagito Komaeda, the internet's.
Okay, Nagito. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The internet's wife.
Right.
Yeah,
the internet's waifu.
Tumblr sexy man Komaeda Nagito.
I remember, like, hating him, like, when I was playing the game, and then, like, afterwards I, like, fondly remembered him.
How
what's going
That's
on?
exactly what we're going through.
Because, like, when we were playing 2, we were like, oh my god, I hate this guy. And now that we're playing 3 and we have Kokichi, I'm like, I miss Komaeda. He was at least, like, useful.
Oh, man. Yeah, so... Anyway, no, it's good. I really like those characters. I, like...
What I said,
I know, like,
I said it. You either really like Komaeda or you really hate Komaeda. I've never seen anyone be like truly neutral on him.
Because they're so deliberately over the top and so extreme.
Between Byakuya Togami, Komaeda Nagito, and Kokichi Oma, you're genetically programmed to only like one of those 3.
Then what does it mean about me, the seesaw simp? What does that say about
me? Caitlin, it's between those 3. Like, you like Byakuya Togami, you hate Nagito, you hate Kokichi.
I do like...
I have a friend who loves Kokichi, hates Byakuya, hates Nagito. Like, it's like a personality programming. You are only allowed to like one, and the rest of them you fucking hate.
Should do a psych study on this.
We should fucking rump a problematic husband.
We should take a survey.
I will say it was like
we surveyed 70,000 Americans.
Y'all, was it not an out-of-body experience watching that Nintendo Direct where they announced the Danganronpa Collection, the Anniversary Collection that's coming out for the Switch, and so you're watching a Nintendo Direct and suddenly shirtless Nagito in a swimsuit is looming over you asking if you're okay.
It gave me psychic damage.
Yeah, Nagito Komaeda is my sleep paralysis demon.
I'm expecting to it's a Nintendo Direct. I'm expecting to see, like, Kirby and stuff like that, and then you see Komaeda and then Monokuma, and you're like, what? No.
Yeah. Ooh.
But
it was really. Honestly, it is so weird that it took this long for those games to come to Switch, because they'll run on a Switch with no problem.
And to those who haven't played the games yet, they're coming out as a bundle called Danganronpa Decadence for the anniversary, so that's a real great opportunity to try all
For
of
those
them.
who haven't played the game yet, they are all on sale right now.
But also, you should also get Decadence for Switch, because it comes with a whole new game where everyone wears swimsuits.
Yeah, so there is a new game, Danganronpa S, I think, is it Danganronpa S Summer Camp or something?
Ultimate Summer Camp, yeah.
Ultimate Summer Camp. And in that one, everyone is wearing swimming suits, and it's very, it's literally just like...
I promise.
No one's gonna... Yeah, I probably. And like, I don't know, it's like a Mario Party game, from what I can say. It's like, really weird, but like, it looks like it's the ultimate like
but
fan
no one's gonna
game.
die, and that's
you know what I mean? Like, it's for the
see
fans.
Taka in a Speedo.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm assuming there's some like dating sim stuff in there too, and like it has characters from all three of the games and stuff. So they're gonna
and they all get to interact with each other.
From Ultra Despair Girls too.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and it's like Persona Q, but like maybe it'll be good.
God, yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hope it's good.
Yeah, except again, Taka's in a Speedo. How do we feel about that?
I'm not.
It's where he belongs. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know.
Caitlin, we saw the sauna scene. Come on.
Yeah, Taka is ripped.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. And yeah, I think is that coming soon? That's
December.
3.
December. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely be getting. I think I'm probably just gonna buy the summer camp one because I have the other ones already. But yeah, I think it's $60 and you get all 4 of the games, so that's like a good opportunity to get all of them at once.
Yeah.
If you have not played them. Okay, so yeah, let's probably go ahead and wrap up. I know you guys have some different thoughts. Please throw out any other topics you maybe want to cover.
Executions. Can we talk about the executions?
Yeah.
I want to talk about like.
I want to talk about Mondo Butter.
Oh God!
I also want to talk about Mondo Butter.
I saw like a crazy and good fan theory, which like made a lot of sense, which is that like after Mondo's death, like Taka literally didn't eat anything because he was afraid that like Monokuma had put Mondo butter in the food.
So sad.
That's so sad.
Like, oh
Taka didn't deserve that. That's all.
You're playing this game and like someone dies and you're like, and people are dying. And you're like, okay, this is a murder game, but you haven't really.
That first execution, Leon's execution, that shit hit different.
Then they tie this guy to a pole and they shoot baseballs at him until he dies.
Yeah, that shit hit different.
That's still one of the most visceral ones.
That shit hits differently, like a baseball.
Yeah, like a baseball. Damn.
And that's where you can really see the, as Nirav mentioned, the influence of Saw coming in.
I like the idea that someone had to come into work and sit down and come up with executions for all of the characters, because at least in Danganronpa 1, every character has an unused execution. Like, even the ones who didn't die.
And they're, like, brutal and themed. And
yeah, they're horrible. Aoi's is like, she's like in a shark tank and she can't get out. Because she's the ultimate swimmer. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I did not know that they had those,
Yeah, they have a bunch of unused... Taka's... someone on YouTube made a fan animation for Taka's unused execution, and I'm like, actually, how dare you? He doesn't deserve that. Taka's the best boy.
Aw. So yeah, the one other thing that maybe we should address, and I don't know if there's a good way to do this, like Chihiro.
Oh yeah.
What hasn't been said about the Chihiro debate?
Yeah, I just I don't know, because I remember even at the time, I was playing this the first time, and I wasn't part of the discourse around this. I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, I don't the whole thing with Chihiro is, it sucks because we can't ask Chihiro what they would prefer. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, because if we knew what pronoun would Chihiro prefer to be called, that would be fine. We could just respect Chihiro's decision. But
another issue I have with it is that they paint this picture of Chihiro decided to first of all decided to be a woman because they were like very like physically weak and like, oh, I can't make it as a man, I'll be a woman, and it's like that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack just there.
Danganronpa is trying to handle issues that high school kids deal with in an exaggerated way. And they deal with the issue, I mean, other games have done it too, Persona 4 especially, with Japanese male high school students feeling pressured to be over-the-top manly in order to prove their masculinity, and it is unfortunately a real thing that happens. I've taught school in Japan, I've seen it, but I don't think they handled it well.
Yeah, no, they didn't handle
it. I think they handled it well with Mondo, who is so afraid of being seen as weak that he crafts this super over-the-top biker persona. I don't think they handled it well with Chihiro, but I do understand what they were going for, and that they are noticing an issue, a facet of bullying among male high school students, and they're trying to include it. I mean, the characters of this game are high school students, and they, as weird and wacky as what they go through is, they are going through issues that a high school student would also go through. And I just don't necessarily like how they handled it, but I do see what they were going for.
Okay, that makes sense.
I see what you mean. Like, I honestly, I think they may not have even had the thought of, like, this is a transgender character while writing this.
Yeah, I think that's really it.
Like,
well, especially because the game came out in 2010. Like,
2010.
Like, LGBT,
in Japan,
LGBT issues were just starting to like really be talked about more around that time, I would say.
Yeah.
Though I would also argue that the games didn't necessarily get any better.
No.
There are issues around a similar character in the third game with genders and pronouns, and they don't handle it well then either.
Oh, you mean Kyo being literally like a mix of
yes,
genocider and Chihiro, both the problematic shit coming from both of those characters, and they just were like, oh, let's just add a dash of that to Kyo.
But specifically portraying a character who has personalities or identities that identify as both male and female, and not really handling that well either. They, similar to we accidentally created a trans character, I think they may have accidentally created a gender fluid character, and so Danganronpa isn't good at handling issue. They also, Ultra Despair Girls, the spin-off, has very unfortunate handling of pedophilia as a subject that is not handled with the delicate care that it needs to be.
Yep. Remember that.
I love Danganronpa, I love it as a series, but this is not the game you should look to for delicate handling of social issues.
No, definitely not. And I mean, like, it could, I don't know, it could have been, and I also want to say, like, Chihiro is such a great character, and like also like the only reason that they were able to like beat Monokuma and Junko was because of like AI alter ego.
Yeah, Chihiro programs this awesome, amazing sentient AI who is able to get into executions and stop Makoto from almost dying, and is pretty much the reason they get out of there. So, like, as poorly as Chihiro may be written, absolute props to Chihiro Fujisaki, total badass.
Chihiro Fujisaki, most important character in the game. Arguably in the series.
Legitimately, probably, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, just shout out to Chihiro, wherever you are in that big computer in the sky.
And Chihiro, however you want to be
XP desktop in the sky.
We will respect however you want to be called. We just don't know what it is.
And unfortunately,
just get at me.
Possibly as a result of the controversy, the creators of the game have not ever made any sort of formal statement regarding Chihiro or any other character who may have a question.
Yeah.
And I don't think at this point we're going to ever. I tend to default to they, but I don't think at this
I default to they as well.
We're ever going to get a
clarification. I also do.
But I know there are people who don't like Chihiro being referred to as they, because apparently Chihiro, in the cutscene, like right when you learn about Mondo and Chihiro, what happened, it's like Chihiro wanted to try to become like more manly, so he could still, like, they could still use he, it was all, but, like, I don't know. I think they is a safe option.
I think Chihiro was a teenager who was having a lot of thoughts about gender, because, I mean, that's the one thing. These kids, they're kids. They are teenagers.
Yeah.
These are teenagers. Horrible, horrible things are happening to them, and it makes you forget, but God, these are teenagers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So yeah, like we'll kind of like round it out. This game won a lot of, awards from minor publications, but didn't see a lot of like exposure. One interesting thing is that that I want to point out is that, which I cannot draw the line here. Maybe you can help me, but Jean-Maxime Maury, who is the founder of Don't Nod Studios, cited Danganronpa as the direct influence for Life is Strange.
Wow. I didn't know that, actually, and I wouldn't have thought of it.
Kind of fucked up teenagers again.
I guess just it's fucked up teenagers.
Fucked up teenagers.
Yeah.
Yo, I never seen fucked up teenagers before.
Danganronpa
Nice.
is a weird experience. I highly recommend if you haven't played or watched it. It's not gonna be like any other game you've ever played. I mean, it's weird.
It's like watching, like I said, it's like watching a car crash on the side of the road. A lot of people who like Danganronpa, who are like consider themselves fans of the game, are like, Danganronpa has terrible writing.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. Look, the writing is not like I would. It's hard to say this. Like, the writing is not good, but it is super interesting and
that's
compelling.
why
That's what it is. It's like watching a little a car crash on the side of the road. It's fucked up, but you can't really look away.
No.
It's not a good thing.
It's like I would award this game an award for like best narrative. I would not give it an award for best
Yeah,
writing. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It's most interesting.
The story is interesting, and the world is very interesting.
I'd give it a lot of awards for visuals. Those are
It is a slick looking game. The music is good too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! How did we
skip
skip the music? Holy shit!
Too, which I do think we should talk about.
Mo just wants to say how much they hate Hangman's Gambit.
Yeah.
Okay, it's done. I've said it.
I mean, if y'all have ever seen that, there's a video that the content creator ProZD did that really I feel like summed up the series very well. It's like, this man was killed with a knife.
Can you spell knife?
You'll get to make a comic book later.
Honestly, I like making the comic book. The comic book can stay. Hangman's Gambit needs to die.
It's funny when I was playing Ace Attorney after playing Danganronpa, I'm like, I kind of wish I had a comic book because like the comic book.
Wow.
Well, no, because like it sums up the case really well.
Yeah.
Like it walks you through everything that happened,
but then like so many of those little comic book circles are like almost identical, and it's like, what the fuck is it?
There's also that time in the second game where the characters spend a long time trying to figure out how many sides an octagon has.
I don't blame Hajime.
To be fair, they were like
way.
sleep and food deprived, trying to talk about geometry. So, and they're high schoolers once again.
I don't like to talk about geometry even when I'm not.
Yeah, but I knew what an octagon was when I was in like first grade.
People know what an octagon is,
except for the cast of Danganronpa 2, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I just wanted to mention that the composer for this game, Masafumi Takada, also did the music for Killer 7, God Hand, No More Heroes, and Earth Defense Force.
Nice. That's some good music.
Yeah.
No More Heroes. That's
yeah, good resume. Yeah. That's some good music in that too.
Yeah, No More Heroes.
Although that makes sense, like thinking of the No More Heroes soundtrack in this one, I can hear it. A little bit funky.
Yeah.
Monokuma has also appeared in some other stuff, by the way. Like, he has weirdly.
I'm telling you, he's like the Minions, dude.
Yeah, Monokuma weirdly is in Terraria.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know how that crossover happened. Then there's a bunch of other Japanese games I've not heard of.
He was in like a couple of Japanese mobile games, I believe.
Yeah. And then he was also in Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and they added a DLC pack for that game with music from Danganronpa, and you could play as Makoto, Monokuma, Monami, Hajime, Junko, Chiaki, Ibuki, or Sayaka.
Those are all fair choices.
Yeah.
Those are all very good choices.
Yeah. Also in the game Identity V.
Yeah, they're in Identity V. I heard about that.
Yeah. And then there's also a theatrical stage play. How do we not even talk about it? I have not seen any of it or
Caitlin,
looked
have
at
you
any of what that looked
is
like.
amazing. And because the actor who plays Taka is, like, super dedicated to being in character as Taka, and the whole, like, no running in the halls thing, so he power walks everywhere, and it's wonderful. Shout out to power walking Taka.
So funny.
Taka's such a good boy.
Also, the girl who played Junko, or the actress who played Junko in the stage play, through playing Junko, became such a big fan of the series that she ended up being cast in the third game as Kaede.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
That's wonderful. Good for her.
Also, another voice actor fact we never dropped is that the original voice of Monokuma was the longtime voice of a beloved children's character, Doraemon.
Oh.
So kids were gamers who grew up watching Doraemon on Saturday morning cartoons were turning on their like whatever device they're playing this game on, and they're hearing Doraemon tell them to go murder each other.
That's so good.
Unfortunately, the actress now suffers from dementia, so she has been replaced. But Americans, it'd be like if suddenly you were playing a murder mystery game and Big Bird killed someone, or Elmo, or Barney.
Or Barney, oh my god.
You know what? I'm a little bummed out. I can't call to mind what Big Bird sounds like.
Hey kids, let's do a murder!
Is that what he does?
No, I
That's
don't
almost
know. I don't
Monokuma
watch
anyway.
Sesame Street. I was just naming children's characters that came to the top of my head. Like, imagine Barney. Oh, hey kids, we're gonna learn about doing a murder today.
Yeah. Hello, students.
Ding dong, bing bong.
Yeah, ding dong, bing bong.
Ding dong, Big Bird.
Wait, can we call the
Big Bird.
podcast episode
Damn it.
Ding Dong Big Bird?
No, it's gotta be the cube saw
And then
effect.
we talked about the cube for
That's
20
true,
minutes.
yeah.
Cube saw effect. Cube saw effect.
It's gonna be cube saw 2 colon
Yeah.
hypercube.
No, cube saw effect.
Fine. Cube saw effect hyper zero. Damn it. I can't fit all of the things into it. All right. Let's close out. So thank you guys for joining us. Does anyone have anything that they want to plug that they're working on right now?
The GameLuster in general, man, our content's great. We do videos and podcasts and articles and stuff.
Professional shit posters. Sometimes we post news too.
Nirav and I do have a video on YouTube where we rank all of the students from all 3 Danganronpa games. That's fun.
I'm gonna go watch that as soon as
we
I'm
did
done
do
with
that.
V3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun because it was like the first time I'd like professionally tried to edit a video, and it was like the greatest editing challenge of my life, and I don't know why I did that to myself. Go watch it. So yeah, let's get out of here.
Hey Claire, do you want to end on your shit Danganronpa takes?
No, I don't. We're good.
Well, we should end by reminding everyone that hope will always triumph over despair, right? Question mark.
Until the next game. I love the fucking after credits stinger where Monokuma's like, I'm still alive.
Fuck you,
and then it's like Monokuma will return.
Yeah, Monokuma will return. No one else though, but Monokuma will return.
Nope, Yakuza Nami returned.
It's punishment time.
Technically.
I really still am hoping that like with the last Smash update, like Monokuma shows up as like a Mii skin or like.
Oh my god, that would be
I wanted
something.
Kaede to come in as a Mii fighter, so you can do something with him and Sans.
To those who've watched this or have listened to this podcast, go tweet at the developers of the Cube film series and ask if they know that they inspired Danganronpa.
I feel like we also should have talked about Terry Crews playing Danganronpa last year. I feel like we did gloss over that.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. I do remember
He voiced
it now. Yeah.
Taka. It was hysterical.
That's good. All right. Does anyone have a good like sort of catchphrase for us to go out on?
It's punishment time. I mean, just it is. Say that it's punishment time.
It's punishment time. I think I like it. I feel good. All right.